What's up YouTube, DMLX here, and today I'll be sharing my top 5 guest characters I like to see be playable for future DLC in Mortal Kombat 1, the latest installment in NetherRealm's long-running cartoonishly gruesome fighting game franchise. Now ever since Mortal Kombat 9, guest characters have become a main staple in NetherRealm's fighting games, from horror icons like Freddy Krueger, Jason, and Leatherface, to action heroes like Rambo, the Terminator, and RoboCop. Now I know some fans are completely against the idea of guest characters in fighting games because they view it as quote-unquote taking up a slot from other potential fighters within the same canon, and to a degree they're right, but for me, I'm just relaxing on the other side of the fence, enjoying the festivities. Seeing that, I'm always down for a good crossover event if it suits both parties and is a match made in heaven. Unfortunately, prior to the development of this video, the entire roster of Kombat Pack 1 has been leaked, thanks to Amazon Italy.
Tu sei un pazzo, va via da qui!
And apparently there will be 3 guest characters bundled with Kombat Pack 1, which include Peacemaker from the DC Universe, Homelander from The Boys, and Omni-Man from Invincible. Funny enough, all comic book themed characters who have gained popularity due to their recent film/TV adaptations within the last 4 years.
Coincidence? I think not!
On top of that, 2 out of the 3 of these guest combatants are evil Superman archetypes, so not necessarily the most diverse lineup when looking at our first wave of guest characters from Mortal Kombat 1. Furthermore, whenever the inevitable Kombat Pack 2 rolls around, you know there are going to be more guest characters coming down the line, which will have the Mortal Kombat community buzzing and wallets opening. So with that being said, here are my top 5 picks for guest characters that deserve to take part in Fire God Liu Kang's new Combat World Order. Starting at number 5, we have the physical embodiment of law enforcement taken to the extreme in Judge Dredd. Sticking with the theme of comic book guest characters, Judge Dredd is one of those characters that could easily match the over-the-top violence and satire that Mortal Kombat brings to the gaming landscape. And for a street judge that's been serving street justice for 40 plus years, I think it's about time Dredd got the recognition he deserves that unfortunately the 2 movie adaptations couldn't provide. Don't get me wrong, I love the Dredd movie from 2012, but the one with Stallone, the less said the better. In addition, Dredd could provide a fun and unique moveset to the overall meta of Mortal Kombat 1, with the use of his self-loading handgun, the Lawgiver, which can fire 6 different kinds of ammunition that Dredd can switch to via voice command. Also, I'd be curious to see what kind of helmets the creative team over at NetherRealm could whip up when it comes to the customization for the most feared law enforcer of Mega City 1. At number 4 is the gun fu assassin you call to kill the boogeyman, John Wick. Ever since the first film back in 2014, John Wick has quickly risen to the top as one of the greatest action heroes of all time, and would most definitely be a worthy contender amongst the Mortal Kombat 1 roster. 4 installments in, the John Wick franchise has collectively grossed over $1 billion worldwide, as well as managed to deliver world-class jaw-dropping action scenes with each new entry, executing stunt choreography better than the last, with the Baba Yaga pulling off the most brutal/creative fatalities ever put to screen, which include the use of a pencil, a book, a horse, and my favorite, dragon breath. Although, if NetherRealm can't get a hold of Keanu Reeves to reprise his career-resurging role, they might as well keep Mr. Wick 6 feet underground. Spoilers. At number 3 is the deadly Black Mamba assassin herself, Beatrix Kiddo, aka the Bride, from Kill Bill. Now I'll admit, this one's a bit of a dark horse pick, as I don't think the rights to gain this character in Mortal Kombat would be as smooth compared to the other characters on this list. However, if my wish were to come true, in which case I would have the option to play as the most iconic heroine of the century in my favorite fighting game franchise, I think players would be in for a treat with all the creative ways NetherRealm could have the Bride operate within the world of Mortal Kombat. From the use of the Tarantino-inspired dialogue when interacting with other characters, a moveset that greatly showcases her hand-to-hand and swordplay skills, her signature outfits she sports throughout her vengeful journey, as well as the opportunity to recreate her show-stopping fatal blows she executes on her former Deadly Viper Squad members. I mean, just imagine the 5-point palm exploding heart technique in the style of a modern-day Mortal Kombat fatality. It would be glorious. At number 2, leaving a trail of demon reigns from Hell's Gate, is Doomslayer. Hailing from the long-running first-person shooter franchise, Doomslayer is the perfect fit in terms of infiltrating the Mortal Kombat universe, especially when you look at the most recent entries in the Doom series, based on how creative this demon-hunting Space Marine gets when slaying his victims. He's got a great amount of weapon variety to make his moveset interesting enough for players to latch onto, including the use of the shotgun, chainsaw, Doomblade, the Crucible, and of course, the BFG 9000. As well as his cheeky, unintentional physical sense of humor to match Mortal Kombat's overall tone. In terms of dialogue though, you're probably not going to get much out of Doomslayer when it comes to the opening clashes. Plus, it's been a while since Mortal Kombat has had a video game guest character amongst the roster, and so far the only character to make the cut was Kratos back in Mortal Kombat 9, who was an exclusive to the PlayStation version of that game. And at number 1, without a doubt, the most requested guest character for Mortal Kombat of all time, Ash Williams from the Evil Dead franchise. Honestly, if Ash doesn't make the cut as a guest character for Kombat Pack 2, I give up. Plain and simple, there's no need to beat around the bush with this one. Ash has got it all when it comes to the sensibilities of being an inhabitant of the Mortal Kombat realm. From the Starkey one-liners, broad personality, his signature looks and weapons, as well as his extensive Deadite slaying body count.
They got this man in Fortnite for crying out loud.
Dear NetherRealm, do whatever you have to do to make this fantasy a reality, and let's have Ash put that chainsaw arm of his to good use by grinding everyone's face off in a blood-gushingly groovy fashion. Please and thank you. And there you have it, that's my list of guest characters I would like to see for Mortal Kombat 1's Kombat Pack 2. Let me know your dream guest characters in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, it really helps me out. Subscribe for more content from me on Mortal Kombat 1 and other games in general. I'm DMLX, I'll see you in the future.